Welcome to Kids Art with Lucca, the place to find fun and interesting kids art. Today, we're going to be swinging high. What we need is some green paint, crayons, or chalk or markers, anything that you want to use to draw yourself. A big sponge so we can roll the brayer on it when we get it loaded with paint, brushes to load with, water. And I'm going to show you today how to make a brayer out of a rolling pin, because some of you might not have a brayer available. And self-sticking foam. You see the pattern of the leaves on the brayers. I'm going to make some leaves on the back of the foam. And look and check where the sticky side is. That's the sticky side, so we want to draw on the other side. So you lay it down and you make a leaf drawing. I'm going to give mine probably a couple lobes on the leaf like that, so that it'll make it interesting when it rolls. I could probably get at least 3 leaves out of this one. I think I'll make it go to the center. All right, now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut out that leaf pattern. The trick to cutting things is to turn not the scissors, but what it is that you're cutting, if you're cutting something rounded. There are 2. Let's see if we can get one more out of here. I'm not cutting exactly, you don't really need to. Since leaves have no defined exact shape, you can just cut so that it's the general shape of a leaf. Let's try putting those 3 in. I think we'll probably need to make one more because they have to overlap a little. So you peel off the backing and you place it turning but near the edge, so that when you roll it, it will hold away from the edge. You need to put another one here so that it won't bump when it rolls. So I'm going to sort of fit it in there and then press it all the way around. And I always roll away from myself when I'm trying to make it adhere to the roller. Where's my 3rd leaf? There it is. And this one I think I'll fit in between the other 2 as close as I can. Mine are pointy, so it's a little tricky. There are 3. Looks like I need to cut a couple more. So I'm going to draw several on this piece too. Just approximations of that leaf pattern. There, that should do it. There's one more. See how close we're going to be getting. This I think I could fit right here. You see how I'm just leaving a little bit of space between them. And if my next leaf won't fit as easily, I'll just cut it down so that it's a little smaller. So I'm going to cut it out the way I drew it. And see if it will fit in the space. It's a little bit close, so I think what I'm going to do is cut that a little smaller, because I want the space between to help it roll. That should do it. It's kind of like a puzzle. It's fitting them close enough so that they don't overlap, but they're close enough to make it continue rolling. Do you see that? Now it's rolling fairly evenly, so I think that I'm all right. If I have a gap, like this one right here, that's a little too big, what you could do is cut one more single leaf so it will look like it's a part of one of the other leaves when it rolls. See how smooth that is? All right, now I'm going to load my sponge with the green paint. First thing I need to do is get my brushes wet. My sponge is already damp because I ran it under the sink and wrung it out. So I'm going to put some green paint, and remember when you load the sponge, you want it the width of the brayer. I'm going to try and use this one, so I want it right in the center. I'm going to get quite a bit of paint on there. Oops. I'm going to use a different brush after dropping that one. Wring out some of the water. Now, load the brush and rub the paint into the sponge back and forth. That's called loading the sponge now. All right. And I'm going to put a little bit, I'll try this color first, then I'm going to add a little bit of lighter color on top and see what happens. Now in my picture, I only want to put the brayer pattern across one half. So I'm going to go turn the paper and go across this half. First thing to do though is to load the brayer, like so. And if you're using temper like I am, it'll be a fairly light pattern. Then I'm going to add a little of the acrylic to make the pattern darken. Alright, so now I'm going to go across, not necessarily straight, but just at an angle and roll it. Push as you're rolling. Do you see the leaf pattern starting? I'm going to go across the top, and I can start right in the middle. I don't have to start at the edge. But I want to go right to the edge so that it'll look as if the tree is nice and leafy and full. And it can overlap it. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of the acrylic. So I get a lighter pattern on top of that dark pattern. Take my brush and load it into the sponge. So you don't have any paint sitting on top of the sponge. Most of it's worked into the sponge. That way you won't get so much that it's built up on the brayer. Now see how the brayer will pick it up really easily, just how lightly I'm rolling it. Alright, now I'm going to come across the part that I've already done with the lighter leaf. And I'm turning my brayer as I go. It's looking pretty thick now. I'm going to bring a little of it down here. Oh, it's pretty good. I'm wondering if I should add a little bit of the darker leaf on top now. Just a little bit, I think. So that it will look as if the tree's layers are piled up. Just as if you're looking into the tree from the outside. A little darker. So I'm not loading it too deeply into the sponge because the lighter green's tending to swallow it. Okay, let me go across one last time. There we go. All right, now I'm going to put the brayer and the sponge aside. And my paint. Put your brushes in the bottle so that they can start to clean, soak out. Now we're going to draw ourselves, and it might be good for you if you let this dry before you draw down here. I'm going to draw myself swinging down here. Think about swinging. You don't want to be hanging from the tree. You want motion. You want to show that you're moving, that you're swinging. So I'm going to draw myself sort of stretched out here as if I'm swinging up into the air. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my face in so that I can get myself oriented where I am. Okay. And then I'm going to put my hair on. And if I'm swinging out here, my hair is going to be flying this way. So I'm making my hair fly out behind me. I'm going to draw my clothing. First my shirt probably. I'm going to put my arms up in the air as if I'm holding on to that swing. Put some blue jeans on. And my feet are going to go up this direction. I better draw my hands holding on. Maybe my shoes. Oh, I don't want black shoes, do I? Maybe I'll have red shoes. I'm happy about swinging. I'm only going to draw one eye because I'm going sideways. Even a little more hair here. Right now I'm going to draw the swing, and I have to think about where it will be. I'm sitting on the swing seat, so I'm drawing that in underneath me. And then from the swing, I have both my hands in one position, don't I? Swings, the chains for the swing are going to go up like that. I'm going to have to change my hand. See what happens if you think about where you'd be. Both the chains are going to go up in. I'm going to make them sort of rounded as if they are chain swings. This one, for some reason, this swing has three chains on it. It looks like a tire swing now. Maybe I'll turn it into a tire swing. It's a good thing about art is you can always adjust it. All right. I'd love to see what you did. If you'd like to share your project, use the hashtag #WithLucca.